Hi Capricorn, this is going to be your ex-partner reading for November 2019. As usual, I'm using the 2-row spread. You're on this side, your ex is here. Keeping in mind, though, that sometimes the messages can very much go vice versa. We have a card at the centre, which is the issue. And we're also using the Romance Oracle, so I've pulled you a card from that deck as well. So, Capricorn, this card seems to be following your readings. At the centre, we have this nasty 7 of Swords. I'm sure this card came up in your weekend messages as well. And I'm sure that it came up in your ex-partner reading for October as well. But I might be wrong on that. 7 of Swords though, liar, cheat, thief card, okay? I hate the card. The man in the card smirking, thinks he's got away with something. He hasn't. It will all come to light. The truth will always come out, okay? But either way, this is what the issue is. That somebody has been lying or is about to be lying. The fact that you two are apart, though, suggests to me that, you know, that this has already taken place, okay? There's lies, or somebody's been cheating. Now, your first card up here is the 5 of Swords. So this is conflict. And it's conflict that if you're in this conflict with the other person, you're really not going to win it because, you know, sometimes they are about conflict for the sake of conflict. But either way, it's harsh energy with the 5 of Swords. It's about wanting to win that argument at any cost. At the cost of hurting another individual. And at the very worst, of losing another individual. Now, obviously, it can go vice versa, Capricorn. So this conflict could be coming from you. It could be coming from your ex. But by the same token, the 5 of Swords does tell us to pick our battles wisely. And not allow ourselves to get drawn into this type of conflict. Because it's conflict that you're not going to win. So, you know, Capricorn, if your ex contacts you, or if there is any anger or bitterness on your side, whichever way, don't get drawn in to conflict and arguments with them. On their side, they have the Empress. So the Empress is the birth of something new. New ideas. New ventures. She is the creator of the new ideas, the new ventures. In the card, she is pregnant. Again, was there ever any issues around pregnancy between you and your ex? But I think this is your ex, basically, wanting new, going off, new ventures, creating something new in their life. Possibly with an element, well, not possibly, but with an element of dishonesty. Because the thing with this 7 of Swords as well is it can very much talk about how you could have been living with somebody and they had been planning to leave, but they haven't got the guts to tell you. And you come home one day and you see that all their stuff has gone. And they've left. Maybe they've left a note, maybe they haven't. But they've took the coward's way out. They haven't stayed there to face the music and tell you. You know, so the Seven of Swords, it can have that energy attached to it as well. The next card for you, Capricorn, is the Nine of Wands. So this is now protective energy. This is having been through conflict and battles. And now we're ready. See, the Nine of Wands is a card of forewarned is forearmed. Got a barrier up now, a protective wall. And I really do believe, Capricorn, that this card is there more as advice for you rather than what you're actually doing at this moment. I think it's a card that is advising you that, look, you know, forewarned, forearmed. You know what you've been dealing with now. The dishonesty is now come to the surface. So don't allow yourself to be drawn back into any more. On their side, they have the Seven of Wands. Again, this is defensive energy. This is them maybe feeling attacked. Feeling as though other people are, how do I want to say it? You know what it feels like? And I don't say this with the Seven of Wands, but it feels like they know they've done wrong. But they're trying to, what's the word? They're trying to justify what they've done. But there's no justification that I can see if you've done what this Seven of Swords does. A lack of honesty, a lack of respect. They're trying to defend their actions, trying to justify them. But what they've done, I fear, is very hurtful. Down here, you've got the Seven of Cups, Capricorn. So this can suggest, you know what? Let them get on with it. Because you've got other choices in life. They're not your only choice. There's other choices. But please know with the Seven of Cups, it is a card as well that warns us about fantasy and illusions. And you know what the Seven of Cups may suggest as well? Is that maybe this relationship really was built more on fantasy and illusion than reality. Maybe promises that were made were never ever going to be kept. And it was always a matter of time. It was always a case of the writing is on the wall. But if that's not the case for you, Capricorn, in your situation, then as I said, Seven of Cups, you've got choices. They're not your only option, but choose carefully. Next, you have the Nine of Pentacles and you have Justice. Nine of Pentacles, tending to your own garden. Looking after yourself. Nine of Pentacles has success attached to it. Success that has been achieved off of your own back, off of your own merit. But for me, in this particular reading, it feels though it's more about you, as I said, tending to your own garden, looking after yourself. You know, it almost feels as though now is an opportunity for you to kind of break free. And do what you want and what's going to make you happy. Justice card, wanting justice. Feeling as though there's been an injustice, which there definitely has with this Seven of Swords here. And justice will be done, provided you yourself have acted in a fair and just way. For them, 8 of Wands, communication. So look, is this communication coming through because of them trying to justify their actions with that 7 of Wands? Them trying to offer an explanation. But really, can anything they say really justify the way they have behaved? Also, the 8 of Wands could be them coming through with apologies. As I said with this 7 of Cups, be careful of fantasy and illusions. Next for them, 6 of Wands and the Fool. 6 of Wands can be seen as the victory card, having come through some battle, some conflict, coming out the other side victorious. But also the 6 of Wands can be a card of attention, wanting attention. Are they contacting you, trying to communicate with you because they miss your attention? They don't necessarily want you or want a relationship, but they miss the attention that they had from you. The Fool, new journey, new path. Them on their own. Similar to the Empress, she's the birth of new ideas. So there they've had the idea. The Fool, 0. You know, Capricorn, I don't like the energy in this reading. It's cruel and nasty. The Romance Oracle message for you. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. No doubt about that. Justice will come, okay? It will. At the end of the day, there's nothing left here. This person has moved on. But I do believe that you will hear from them from time to time. And it will be for one of 2 reasons. Either because they want to justify their actions, and possibly because they miss your attention. That's all. Don't get drawn into it. Focus on you, and as I said, focus on your own garden now. Okay, Capricorn, that is your reading. I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. Bye.